Hi guys, and welcome to my video on my sort of review of The Sims 4 and why I won't be doing a Let's Play anytime soon. Damn it. First of all, I'll go through the reasons that I do what I do like about the game, but just quickly, while I see if I can resolve this, just wanted to quickly say, I know this is actually a negative thing, but I know a lot of things they said the reasons they took a lot of stuff out of the game was to help performance and make it smoother. But here, look, it's about 10 hours of gameplay or so with this one family that I was going to do a Let's Play on. And it says she's at school even though it's a Saturday, and she came home yesterday, and I can't do anything because when they're not on the lot you can't click on any of these. So that's kind of annoying, but I'm going to see if I do that, if it'll work. Yep, that did it. I was just wondering, because I did try to do a video before this one and it just went on a bit too long, so I've decided to redo it. But yeah, first of all, I thought it was dirty. It's not. I like the look. I actually do like the look of it. I think I like the cartoony thing. The only thing I don't, obviously this is a negative. Maybe I'll do positive and negative. I don't like the hair. It looks a bit like Lego hair, if you know what I mean, like plastic, like it's just sort of stuck on their heads, sort of thing. Some of the hair looks alright, but some of it looks like it's plastic. I like the genetics. Obviously, as I said, this is a family. I started out with this one, which is Sam J and Adam J, their brother and sister, and then she met the townie Cameron Booker, and he moved in, which is why my house is quite big, because he brought in quite a bit of money. So he moved in, and yeah, he moved in, and then they had some children. Let's do serve lunch. What should we make for lunch? Sorry. So yeah, he moved in, and then they got married, and obviously then they had children. So I like the new genetics because I think she looks a lot like her dad, because he used to have blonde hair, but look like he's only just aged up. He had blonde hair like that, and he also has green eyes. You can't tell there because she's all uncomfortable and being miserable. But yeah, she looks like her dad, and these two who are twins, he looks more like his mum, I think, because she's got blue eyes and brown hair, and she's got green eyes, I think, and brown hair. So she's like more a mix of the two. And I like him. He's cute. He's really cute. I like him. He's such a cutie pie. But yeah, so I do like that. Let's get her to play and throw that away before he finishes his homework. So yeah, I like the new genetics. I like the fact that when I did the trying woohoo for a baby thing, she actually she could have an option to take a pregnancy test, which I thought was awesome. I really enjoyed that. I really, really did. Is there anything that emits anything in here? No. Sorry. So I do like the genetics. I do like the new Create Sim. I like this new build thing where you can just sort of, like on here, where you can just pick up a room and move it and just place it, because for someone like me who's not good at building and not good at decorating, it's a lifesaver. But I do feel kind of bad for the people who do a lot of building, because there's not as much customization anymore. It's inspiration I need. And I feel kind of bad for them because there's no created, but for me it's good, and it is. If they'd incorporated that as well, it would be better, because it would be like both of them together, and that would be good. But it's not, so it's kind of bad, I feel, in a way. Some of the plants are dying, it's because I can't be asked to do anything with them. Yeah, so um, I like all the different meals they can do. I don't know if there's any more than what they had in The Sims 3, but I quite like that. Um, yeah, I like the pregnancy, when she was pregnant and that, it was much better. Like the look of it and the fact that she was wearing her own clothes and she got to take a pregnancy test. The fact that it's a bit more harder to come by money now, the bills cost a bit more. I like the steps towards the aspirations. Um, I like that a lot better than just having one main aspiration that you've got to try and get towards. Um, I don't mind some of the goal orientate because there's a lot more goal stuff in here, like with their jobs and the aspirations and stuff. Um, I like that, but like I said, there's a lot of things I don't like, and I will go into those now. I don't like so. Although there is quite a few things I like about it, they don't offset the things basically that I don't like. If you see what I mean. Um, there's just a lot of things that I don't like about it. Like well, for starters, I mean, at first I knew there was going to be no pools, and I knew there was going to be no toddlers and no open world. And at first, like, I suppose it didn't bother me that much at first, but after a while, I realised how important that stuff was. That's only okay. I have to have a throw away. It's just that there was a lot of stuff missing that I didn't even know about. Like, there's no move objects cheat. There's no terrain tools. There's hardly any NPCs. Like, there's only a maid and a pizza delivery guy, I think. The rest are gone. So there's no firemen, there's no police officers, there's no burglars. And let's face it, the burglars have been in since the beginning, and they're gone. Just gone. Also, I was looking when I first started playing because I didn't know, and I mean, they probably did mention it, but I didn't see it. So, as far as I'm concerned, they kept it fairly quiet. But they've removed the family tree. There is no family tree, and for someone like me who really enjoys, why is everyone always uncomfortable playing like the family aspect of it and like sort of legacies and stuff? It's kind of sad, because I really enjoyed that part of it, and now it's all sort of gone. So that's kind of sad for me. I don't like that it's gone because it might not seem like much at first, but there was a lot of stuff I did with the things like that. The fact there's no repairman or anything, I mean, and I feel that the needs deteriorate, like, they're always uncomfortable. I mean, like I said, the emotions are fun at first, but after a while they get really annoying because, as you can see, they get uncomfortable so quickly. I mean, she made that food and it was okay quality, yet it's poorly made, even though it said it was alright. It wasn't burnt or anything, or spoiled, but they start bitching about it because it was, not that well made, and that's kind of annoying because then they always get this bad mood lit from it, and you feel like you have to throw it away, and they're just always uncomfortable. They just get uncomfortable all the time because they get so hungry so quickly. And I'm not saying it should be as easy as The Sims 2 because Sims 3, because I did feel The Sims 3 was a bit too easy in that respect, and they did you could eat really quickly or whatever, but it just takes too long to eat, it takes too long to shower, the bladder and hunger goes down too quickly, that it means that I can't sort of do what I want to do, I can't tell the stories I want to tell, and that's what's missing for me. I can't tell the stories I want to tell, in my view of how this game is. Um, I can't. Fuck it, I'm just gonna replace it. Oh, sorry, I just swore. Don't normally swear on these things, but whoops. Oh well. Um, yeah. So the family tree thing really did bother me, and it still does. I got bored after a while of playing. Why is he sleeping there? There's just too much stuff missing. There's a lot of things missing that I didn't know were missing. Like, just, and it doesn't feel very open. Like I said, you've seen it, but considering they said they did it to improve in performance, as you can see, as you saw at the beginning, um, there was still a lot of glitches, and I've only been playing for like 10 or so hours of like save games. So even the fact that they say they're only doing it because to save on like smoothness, and it is very smooth. But I'll tell you now, after a while, after this many saves, the loading screens in between like the community and that, they start to get slower. It glitches out a lot more. Only minor glitches. I mean, I haven't had any of the crashes that some people have had, but you know, it's not good. They don't feel like a family to me. They feel like the interactions between mother and daughter and father and son and father and, the parent and child interactions don't feel like parent and child interactions. They just feel like the same interactions they have with like maybe their siblings or a good friend or something. I don't see. I mean, I haven't really played. I suppose I haven't played around that much with it, but it just doesn't seem to have. I mean, I suppose you have got things like beg for new toys, and I think with the teenagers, I have been on another household that has got a teenager. You've got like you've got things like the woohoo talk and things, which is quite funny, but that's about it really. It hasn't got anything else, which I feel lets it down quite a lot. It doesn't feel very open, it feels very closed. Like even in your own little part of the neighbourhood, like you've got here, you still have loading screens if you want to go to someone's house. You don't have when you go to public places like this. As you can see, that I usually go just here instead of going to the community lots now, because there's no point in going to community lots, to be honest. They don't offer anything that you can't like buy or get at home. The only reason you'd probably go there is because you can't afford a computer or something, so you go to the library. Or you might want to go to Oasis Springs, because I'm obviously in Willow Creek right now, to get like the vegetables that you can't get here, which I've tried to do once and I couldn't find them anywhere, and it was really annoying, so I gave up. Like I say, I did enjoy it at first, but I just got bored too quickly. And I know people are going to be thinking, oh, it's just because there's no expansions, or, you're just annoyed because there's not much variety. But it's not just, I don't even mind that there's not that many clothes to pick from or stuff like that. That doesn't bother me. I quite like most of the clothes that they have. It is because of some of the stuff that's missing. It loses the heart for me. It's lost its feel. It feels like it's trying to pigeonhole me to play a certain way, and I like playing more towards the family story side of things. I like things to be, on the one hand they've made things a bit more realistic with the pregnancy tests and the pregnancies being a different length and stuff like that, but on the other hand you have like your mail just appearing in your letterbox, or like if you want to order a book, you just go up to the bookcase and order one. I mean, that doesn't really happen in real life. I don't go up to my bookcase and say, hey, give me a book, I want a book now, give me one, and then sort of throw money at the bookcase and have it give me a book. So it's a bit weird in that respect, because I know a lot of people didn't like the rabbit holes. Sorry, it's my daughter in the background making a noise. But I didn't mind them actually. I quite liked them in some instances, because when you wanted to get rid of a certain sim for a couple of hours, you just send them off to have a massage or something, but they don't even have that in this. They just go to the end of the path when they go to school or work and disappear. And like you saw when she glitched out at the beginning of the game, and I couldn't click on her because it said she was at school even though she wasn't. You can't access any of these panels either. So it is very annoying in that respect. It's just all the little things, but when they all add up together, they add up to something that's quite irritating for me. For me personally, and I think if you've played a lot of, like, I suppose, if you've played a lot of The Sims 3 or really enjoy it, then you probably won't like this game so much. Also, that's annoying when you go to open the fridge to get a meal out. It also opens up your inventory, which I can see why it did that, because it was like, you know, to help you out sort of thing. But I'm gonna see if I can get a pregnant again. But I don't know why, just because I can. But it's not. I don't know. It just doesn't. The things I like don't overshadow enough the things I don't like. There's too much that I don't like, and there's too much missing. This feels like the heart, for me anyway, has gone out of the game. I can't tell the stories I want to tell, really. You know, I can't. Like I say, it feels like I'm being forced to play a certain way, and I don't want to play like that. You know, the family doesn't feel like a family. It just feels like a bunch of Sims. I feel the emotion. There was too much emphasis on the emotions, which I think aren't that great, and they're fun and they're quirky, and yeah, but I think they're just a slightly better version of the moodlets from Sims 3. That's all they really are, and they just have more differentiate between the moods rather than just having the same mood all the time. But that's all I think it is for me anyway. And stuff breaks down too quickly. I mean, I don't have stuff that breaks down every 5 minutes. Like, I don't have a toilet that breaks every other day or something. I suppose in reality, stuff doesn't break that often at all. So, you know, why have it like, you know, and you can't even now hire like a repairman to fix stuff for you. So, which you could do in real life anyway. It's like they wanted to make it harder, which is good, but I think they did it in the wrong places and things. It's just missing too much for me at the moment. I probably will play from time to time, and I'm not saying I'm never going to play, and I know a lot of the expansions will probably fix a lot of these problems that I have, but for me that's kind of like, you know, well, when I first played The Sims 3 in just the base game, I didn't get bored this quickly, and I played for a very long time, and in fact I didn't buy a lot of the expansions when they first came out, and the first one, which was World Adventures for The Sims 3, didn't really add that much difference to the game. You could just go to like France or China or wherever, and to be honest, I didn't really do that often. Most of the time I just sort of carried on doing what I was doing before. The only expansion not the only one, but one of the expansions, and my favourite from The Sims 3 was Generations, because of the way I play, and I felt that brought in a lot more for me, whereas some of them I only got because they were on sale and I wanted some of the items out of it. Ambitions I quite enjoyed. I know a lot of people didn't really like it, but I quite liked it, so but that's just how it was for me. So I won't be doing a Let's Play of The Sims 4 at the moment. I might do later on. Maybe it'll grow on me. I'm not saying I'm never going to play it again, because obviously there are stuff I do like about it, but I just feel it's just too much of a bit of a letdown for me at the moment. It's just too much of a letdown, and I'd much rather play on The Sims 3 for now. So I will be still doing my Sims 3 Let's Plays that I've been doing, which obviously I was going to carry on doing anyway, but obviously now I'll be doing them a bit more often. This family was going to be my Let's Play that I was hoping to start right from the beginning, and I was hoping to play all through the whole of the Sims 4, which I hope to still do, depending on how these glitches carry on. But for now, I don't think I'll be playing on it that often, or I'll be going back to The Sims 3, because while I was playing this and while I'm playing this, I'm just thinking I could probably play this family a lot better in The Sims 3. I mean, I will miss the genetics of this and the pregnancy tests and the breastfeeding, which was also good, but it doesn't outweigh the stuff that's missing. It just feels too bare. It just feels too pulled, just too scaled back. It just feels like a step backwards for me. I think it'd be alright if maybe you've only played the first Sims or even the second one, but not if you're used to all of them. If you're used to playing The Sims 3 and you really liked it and you liked the freedom and the creativeness and the fact that you can pretty much customise everything, you're not going to like this, because you can't really customise anything, or So, and even if you're like being into the family style of playing, you're going to be a bit disappointed as well, because I feel that a lot of that's been taken away. So that's just my review on The Sims 4 for now. It's not a bad game per se on its own, but I just think it's a bad sequel for the series in general. It feels a bit more like a reboot than a sequel, to be honest. And a lot of people have said that, and a lot of people have also said, it feels like a HD version of the first one, which, in a way, yeah, just a slightly better version of the first one, maybe a bit more than the second, things like that. But we'll see what happens with like the DLCs and the expansions. I'm sure they'll bring pools and toddlers and cars and all that sort of stuff back. And hopefully with that, the heart of the game will come back too. I really hope so. Because I do kind of like this little family. I especially like I said, I like him. He's cute, but I love him. He's so nice and cutesy. And there's like little, the little things are good, but they don't outweigh the bad. I'm sorry. So that's it for me, and hopefully I shall see you next time.